Hello, guys and girls. It's Josh Reviews. Would you like to see a magic trick? Pretty impressive, right? Anyways, so my last review, The Jester. They made a sequel, The Jester 2. Okay, so if you didn't watch my first review for the first movie, I didn't hate it. I thought it was mid. I don't know if mid is the right word, but it was meh. It wasn't the worst thing I've seen. I've seen way worse. Trust me. Oh man, I've seen way worse. But I was disappointed considering the character that was in the movie. It really didn't feel like the Jester's movie. So I got excited when I saw the trailer for this movie and thought, okay, this has room to improve. After all, we're all familiar with the direction that Art the Clown took with the first Terrifier movie. Now, if you guys don't know, Art the Clown originated from the movie The Ninth Circle, which got turned into Terrifier short film, which then got adapted into All Hallows Eve. So you can kind of say that the Jester kind of, I'm not saying stole because it didn't, but the Jester is kind of like if it was Art's little cousin, but the characters are totally different. But anyways, the first Terrifier movie is kind of schlocky. It's not a bad movie, but it's very, slasher, very gruesome, very generic, stories very whatever. But then the second one was like, hey, let's actually make this a legitimate movie. And they fucking stuck the landing. So that was kind of my okay, fingers crossed that's what they do here. I am happy to say that the Jester 2 is really good. I really liked it. Now, I don't know what the general reception to this movie is in particular. I've seen people really like it and some people really dislike it. I really liked it. Okay, first off, they totally retcon the whole Jester being this, supernatural being that tries to rekindle relationships and, is like this ancient being. They totally retcon that, not even mentioned. That was what my main issue with the first movie was, that the story felt misguided. I didn't hate the characters in the first movie, but it was appropriate for the story that they were telling in the first movie. But I was like, this is a killer magician. You're gonna have these kind of hallmarky characters be in this movie. Doesn't really feel appropriate. Fix that. They absolutely fixed that. We are following this main girl. Oh my God, what's her? Oh no, I forgot her name. I hate this. Anyways, sorry, I'm bad with names. But we follow this 15-year-old girl who is this wannabe magician. She kind of fumbles when she's doing card tricks. And she actually has a run-in with the Jester at this diner. And she actually she's impressed with his tricks. And she's like, oh, I know this one. So she actually teaches him how to do a trick and she tricks him. And the Jester's kind of like, what? And he loses his mojo. I knew instantly right then and there when he tried to kill someone with a magic trick and he couldn't do it. I was like, oh yeah, they fixed the mistakes I had with the first movie. Because then the Jester comes back and they actually give a legitimate motivation for her character and the Jester's character. Because in this movie, he's not some sort of supernatural entity trying to rekindle relationships or whatever, this supernatural being. I mean, he is, but rather, if you ever heard the story of Stingy Jack, it's kind of similar to that. He pulled a trick on the devil for immortality, and every Halloween, in order to stay immortal, he has to perform magic tricks on a certain amount of victims before the candle goes out. And I was like, yes, that gives him motivation, clear motivation. I like it. It's, for his character, he's evil. He's not this. It made total sense, and I was on board with it. And I really liked the main girl. I really liked her performance. I forget her name, but the acting was way better. This movie actually is a Halloween movie because it has to be done on Halloween night. It was like every issue I had with the first movie was just fixed. It was like, I'm in a different movie. This is the Jester's movie. I was like, yes. And the one thing I will say, the Jester is not known for like bloody kills, despite what the first movie will try to make you feel like. He's not Art the Clown, but there was a surprising amount of gore, like a lot of gore in this movie. There's not like, I don't want to say there's a lot, but there is a surprising amount. I was like, whoa, I didn't expect that kill. There's one kill in particular, I was like, that was dope. I like that. It's with a firefighter and an axe. That kill was like, whoa, I like that. And they do a lot with the Jester. He is on screen almost every second of this movie, and I loved it. They do so much with his character. There's clever camera tricks that they do with, like, the one girl is hiding in a trash can, and then the camera pans down and you see her like going down in like further into the trash can. You know that scene from Toy Story 2 where Woody is in the trash can and he's like getting lower and lower? They do that, but and then she gets sucked into like this weird foggy area where the Jester is like trying to explain like what's going on. And they do this really clever way of like making him talk, but not actually having him talk. Because the thing he's wearing is this mask, which they do something which I didn't understand. I think it was just to make him look cooler. And admittedly, he does look a lot cooler in this movie. Because in the first movie, it's just an orange, suit jacket and pants. But in this one, it's all dirty, and the mask, he like rips it off. And so only the face part of the mask is like around him it's like part 9, Jason, where the hockey mask is kind of glued to the face. I really liked the design. It was really cool and clever. And having the main character be a wannabe magician with the Jester is perfect. And the explanation that they give with her being, kind of linked to him because she performed the trick on him. So now she's linked to him. So if he dies, she dies. So I loved what they did with that. And because, she doesn't want to kill anybody. She has to find clever ways to kind of trick him. So it was like, this is amazing. Now, full disclosure, this is not a perfect movie. This is still an indie movie, but you can tell the budget was higher. But there's still some, I would say awkward acting, some weird, questionable choices in the story direction. I will say one thing about the story. Even though I like the story, it is a rinse and repeat story. Like, after a while, you're kind of like, okay, I get the gist. Like, she's going to, the Jester's going to have her try to perform a trick on someone, try to kill them. She doesn't want to do it, but by some way, shape, or form, the Jester will trick her into doing it, and then he'll end up killing them. She runs away. She tries to ask for help. That person gets killed. Rinse, repeat. But the movie is not that long. It's only like an hour and 27 minutes, so it's short. And I think that they may do with the time. Because it's taking a short film and stretching it out into a movie, which could be really bad for, like you hear that and you're like, oh, it stretches it out, like it stretches the length. But no, in this case, I was like, everything they were doing felt appropriate. And there are some legitimate scenes that I was like, this is really fun. I'm liking this. Even if things do feel a little repetitive in some areas, I was like, I'm having a blast because this is what I wanted from the first movie. It's not amazing. It's not like the best movie I've ever seen, but I had a surprisingly good time. So this is totally a biased rating. I'm gonna give it an A-, but realistically, I would give it like a B or B+. But I'm gonna go ahead and give it an A-, but realistically, I'd give it like a B+. So you guys will probably be like, what the fuck, he's giving this an A+. I'm like, guys, don't take these like ratings seriously, okay? I can tell the difference between a legitimate good movie and a, bad movie, but like had some quality to it. This is not a bad movie. This is not a bad movie. I don't want to get that across, but it was like they took everything from the thing I really liked about this movie, even though I'm done with my review here, was that they took all the criticism from the first movie. They're like, okay, we're gonna pull a Terrifier 2. We're gonna make this an actual competent movie. And I like that. Anyways, guys, so those are my 2 reviews for the Jester films. I wouldn't mind seeing a third one. But this was a lot of fun. Hope they make a third one. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Stay tuned for the next review. Woo!